want to look at foot shape in this lesson. All right, so that's what, for a variety of kicks, we just want to work a bit on shape and how to do our kick a little bit better, make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Isaac, make sure you're warming up. Make sure you're nice and warm, Isaac.
I'm doing this.
I think you might need to mute everyone, Salvi.
I might do. This was a chance for anyone to ask me questions, but no one's got any. So I'll just mute them all again. Also, do you like your name change there, Chris?
Sorry?
Do you like your name change there?
For what? What is it at the moment?
El Macho.
Really?
Yeah. And you too, Neil.
Well,
You've gone for.
That's what my wife calls me.
All right, I'm just going to mute everyone now. All right. Good. So for those of you just joining now, just rolling around backwards. We'll just do a very brisk warm up. The rest of you should be pretty warm. Most of you were in that last lesson. And forwards. One forward, one backwards. Change directions. Good, just hands on your hips, circle your hips, nice big circles. And change direction. Good, so where you can, just try and keep your head as stationary as possible. Don't let your head sort of go with your hips. Just get the hips to move, try and keep your head quite central. Very good. Up and down the balls of your feet. And now really stretch them off, because like I said, we're looking at foot shape in today's lesson. So you really want to get the toes stretched. So just alternate on each side, get a good push. You might have to put that foot behind you to get an even better stretch on those toes. And also, when you're stretching those toes, make sure you're stretching them straight. Try not to do it just so you're stretching your big toe. Try and stretch all of your toes. And we'll come on to that in a minute, why we need to do that. Good. And then run back to the front, feet about shoulder width apart. And just take your right foot and just turn it onto the foot sword. And just gently push it down. You want to feel that stretch on the outside of your foot. If you're not feeling anything, you have to turn the ankle a bit more. Good. And the other side. Good. Back to the first side. Good. Have a look at where your toes are pointing. So just try and turn your toes slightly inward when you're doing the stretch. So don't have your toes facing out. So if my shoulders are that way, don't have your toes facing the side. Try and get them facing the front, and even better, if you can slightly turn them inwards, that would be great. And same on the other side. Good. And again, remember that toe position. You can turn it slightly, that'd be great. You want to get your foot right now in the side kick foot shape position. Okay, so those of you who know what side kick foot position is, that's what you're trying to do. Everyone else, you just try and get that sword of the foot into the ground. Good. Back to the right foot, just stretch. So on the reverse side, on the instep there, just try and get that to stretch. Then this way you want to do the opposite. If your foot's facing forward, try and get your toes to face behind you. You want to get a good stretch on the inside of that foot. Okay, and back to the other side. Get a good stretch on that instep. Good. And back to ready. Just alternate knees. So just knee raises up in front. Get these knees as high as you can. Okay, good. And Junbi. So we'll just look at front kick again. And we'll use what we just did there with our sort of march on the spot, just to help us do our kick a little bit easier. So we're going to be working on a little bit of kicking motion, then we'll try and apply some foot shape to it, and then we'll try and do a middle section. Okay? So the first thing, you all find it nice and easy, just marching on the spot, knee going up and going back down again. I want you to do the exact same thing, but as soon as you start feeling your knee going down, I just want you to snap that foot down. So you're going to raise your knee up high, and as you feel it going down, just snap it down. Just want to get you used to that movement. Okay? And make sure it goes straight down. You're lifting the knee up, and as soon as it's falling, you speed it up. And try and get it in a straight line. There. Try not to do it out in front of you just yet. So knee up, as soon as it's falling, it's a stamp. And make sure you get that knee really high. Okay, just keep doing that. So alternate legs. So one on one side, one on the other side. Knee up, and then down. Try and really snap it. Make sure it's going straight down. So don't kick in front of you there. Kick straight down. You almost want to be marching on the spot. Let's change that. Marching on the spot and kicking that foot straight back down. Okay? And stop there. So this works in two ways. It works on a low section front pressing kick there. And it also works on our side kick kicking motion. So although it's completely different direction, translating that from straight up to across becomes a lot easier if you're used to doing this movement. A big problem that a lot of people have is instead of doing this movement here with this side kick, people are doing this movement. So if that's sideways, people regularly do this instead of kicking in a straight line there. And that's what we're trying to work on. All right? So let's move back onto that front kick. We're just going to do low section, and then we're going to try and apply some foot shape to it. So exactly what we did before, knee up, and you're going to kick down. You're going to aim it to the shin rather than straight back down on your spot. So knee up and kick down for a front kick. So right leg back, everyone, guarding look. And up. 2. Set. Net. Hands up. Change legs. Same with this side, I'm just going to have a look at you guys. And up. Good, Craig, try and get that knee as high as you can. Don't. Good, Sophie, try and get that kick. Really snap that kick out. Set. Very good, Isaac. Net. Good, Sophie, you two, try and get that knee up really high. You almost want to knee yourself in the chest. Hazard. Good. Change legs. And again, so you might have heard me just say to Sophie there in the corner, you've got to get this knee up as high as you can. So you almost want to kick yourself in the chest and then get that foot, as soon as it hits you, gets really high, want to push it down. Let's try that. So right leg first. Hannah. Very nice, Connor. Come on, Isaac. Keep going. Dun. Set. Net. Tazzle. Very good. And change legs. So same on this side. Remember, knee up as high as you can and then push down. Hannah. Very good, Neil. Dun. Set. Poppy, Yasmin, your dad's doing so much better than you. Net. That's better. Tazzle. Very good. Okay. And just relax, keep your legs loose. So we're going to do the same thing. And what I want you to look at now is the foot shape on this kick. So when you're doing this kick, I'll do it slowly so you can see what we're not doing. A lot of people, when they lift up their leg, they just leave their foot dangling. And when they do this kick, they just let the foot flop out in front of them. And you'll see this, that foot flopping. Or you'll see people hitting with the toes. So what we did earlier, that stretch that we did in the ball of the foot, I want you to get familiar with that position. And I want you to get to the point where you can lift your foot off the floor and keep those toes in that position. Okay? If you can't do that just yet, then you're probably not going to get the foot shape on this kick. Okay? And if you want to feel what it's like to hit something, if you can get yourself in that position, and you can just dig into the ground a little bit and hit it, and it doesn't hurt too much, then that's what you're attacking with. That's the attacking tool, the ball of the foot. So when you lift your foot up now, I want you to keep the toes in that position. So you've lifted your knee up into the chamber, and you've already got your foot shape. And then when you're doing the kick, you apply the foot shape there. So if you notice the foot, if your foot isn't tight, your foot will wobble. If you've got that tight foot shape there, it should land flat. It shouldn't wobble at the end. Okay? So everyone, let's try that. Right leg back. So again, low section, just get used to the height. So exactly what we did before. Still the knee coming up and then driving down, trying to keep that foot shape. Done. Set. Net. Out. Good, change legs. Same on this side. And up. Done. Set. Net. Tazzle. Good, change legs. Same again, I'm just going to have a look at you guys. Done. Set. Good. So the key points, I cannot stress this enough, is getting that knee up high. Just because it's a low section kick doesn't mean you have to keep your leg low on that chamber. We're trying to exaggerate this so we're used to the kicks at a later stage when we start changing the heights. So keeping that knee high is a very important concept. Another one is getting that leg to snap. A lot of us, we're very good at upper body movement, punches, strikes. We're very good at snapping. When it comes to kicks, you'll see this. You'll see people just lifting up the leg and just flicking the kick out. They're not as strong as punches or strikes. We want to change that. So again, a nice relaxed chamber, get that really high, and then snapping the kick down. Really, really snap it. Knee up and snap. And try and keep the foot shape there as well. We'll start that again. Good. Done. Set. Net. Tazzle. Very nice, Rachel. I like that. Change legs. Same on this side. Anna. Good. Connor, keep that knee high. Keep that knee high. Done. Much better. Set. Net. 다섯. Very good. 준비. Just keep your legs loose, stretch them off. That's very good. Okay. And now we're just going to, so I'm quite liking that from everyone. And just so you're aware, for you, for the rest of you, the homework for the end of today will be your foot shape. Okay, so pay attention if you want to get good marks on your homework later. So we've just done a low section kick. We're going to try and do it the same at middle section. So same principle, knee up high, foot shape, and snapping that kick. Okay? So right leg back guarding block. And up. So knee up high, straight forwards, foot shape. And up. Two. Set. Net. 다섯. Change legs. 하나. 둘. 셋. 넷. 다섯. Good. And change legs. So, doing this kick higher, you have to change the mechanics of that kick. Sorry, so doing a low section front kick there, it's nice and easy. Try to do the same thing going high, really high. So the principles of kick change. That knee still has to come up really high, but then that leg flicks up there. Okay, the attacking tool is still the same thing. You see a lot of people doing this kick and their toes are facing forward because it's really easy. And if you're going to kick someone in the groin, you probably want to do that. But for this purpose, we're doing a high kick and we're going for the chin. So we're going to use the ball of the foot. Okay, knee up, kick, high. Right leg back guarding block. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟. Good, change legs. That's very nice from all of you, actually. It's really, really good. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯. Okay, 준비. So, one of the things I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the class, when we were stretching off our balls of the feet, is to make sure that you're stretching all of your toes and not just your big toe. One of the problems that I've seen, and I've got this issue, is that because I'm so used to doing that one side, when I do my kick and I'm not concentrating, my foot will twist as I'm doing this kick. So I do a front kick and I'm hitting with the sole of the foot, which is something that we definitely do not want to do. You need to concentrate on getting the ball of the foot to hit your target. So just make sure every time you're stretching, you're not just favoring that one part, you're getting a stretch across the whole of your foot. Okay? Good. So that pretty much covers our front kick. And again, the principles for all kicks really, getting that chamber high and then snapping the kick. What we want to avoid is a very big pause from when we lift up the knee. I don't want to see a chamber and then a pause, okay? This will ruin your kick most of the time. When your leg is naturally coming down, just use gravity and your muscles to accelerate that kick, okay? We're going to do the same with side kick now. So again, feet parallel. And this is a nice, easy concept. We're just going to sort of raise the height slowly. So on the spot, I just want you to get your right knee to lift up and your foot to travel down. Now, if I stand to the side, when this travels, you want your foot to almost travel in line with your leg. Your heel travels down in line with your leg. So just do your right leg about 10 times. So up and down, and just make that heel travel straight down that leg. Get that knee as high as you can still. Good. Very good, Alan. Good, Paul, try and stand up straight for this one. Don't lean to the side. So stand up straight and knee going down. Good. And once you've done 10 on the right leg, do 10 on the left leg. Very good, Leah. Good. Okay. So now that we've done that, we've got the movement right, and now let's just try and get some foot shape in there as well. So that stretch that we did at the beginning, we roll over onto your foot sword. Okay? What I want you to do from this position now, you roll over onto your foot sword. I want you to turn your toes, like I said earlier. You want to turn your toes inwards slightly. And now pull all of your toes back as far as you can. You should feel a really tight, you should feel a tightness in your foot. Okay? So if you pick it up in that position and move it down, you should be able to keep that foot position. It'll be uncomfortable at first if you're not used to doing foot shape, but this is the position that we want to be in. Okay? So when your foot is going up and down, you want to be able to hit that foot sword into the floor. Nothing else wants to hit the floor, not the heel, not the flat of your foot. You want to hit the floor with your foot sword. Okay? If you have to do it slightly to the side, just to get the movement, that's fine. But that's what wants to hit the floor. So everyone just do your right leg, get your foot into a good foot sword position, hold it there. All right, remember, pull those toes back and turn the toes slightly inwards. Very good. And just 10 on the spot. Go. Still trying to get this knee up as high as you can. Don't get into bad habits by being lazy. Yes, you want to practice the foot sword hitting the floor, but you need to get that chamber up as well. Good. And once you've done 10 on your right leg, just do 10 on your left as well. And now we're going to progress that afterwards. So you should be used to doing this movement on both legs. And we're going to do the same principle that we did before with that front kick. We're going to lift that knee up and push the leg down. So this one isn't too important about doing it straight down. You can do it a low section kick at a low angle. But the important thing is to get the knee up and to snap that kick down, keeping that foot sword position. Okay? So everyone, we'll do your right leg first. So make sure you've got enough space to the side. If you've got parents or siblings next to you, don't kick them in the shins. If they're particularly smaller compared to you, for example, Paul and Alan, don't kick them in the face. Very good. Okay, so right leg first. Knee up high and kick, side kick, low section. Come on, Isaac, keep going. And sorry, we'll do that to my time, got distracted there. So everyone ready? Right leg first. And now. 2. Set. Net. How's it? Good, change legs. And now. 2. Set. Net. How's it? Good. Right leg one more time. And it's very difficult because we've got a sort of webinar going. So I notice that particularly in you juniors, you're all looking at the screen. Look at where you're kicking. I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at all of you guys and I'm doing my kicks whilst looking at the screen. When you're picking these legs up and you're doing your kicks, look at where you're kicking. Okay? So right leg again, just 3 on each side, my time. Especially you kind of make sure you look where you're kicking. And now. 2. Set. Good. And other side. And now. 2. Good. Neil, get your knee up a little bit higher. And in fact, actually quite a bit higher. Set. Much better. And again, this point comes more to the older ones. You're focusing too much on getting a good chamber position. Yes, it is important, but don't sacrifice your kick to make sure you've got a good chamber position. It's much better to have it a lot higher and a bit poor than to have a really good chamber down here, because you still can't get that speed, that power in there. If you've got a really high chamber, you've got all of that distance to get a really, really big speed. And again, having that chamber nice and relaxed is the key thing. If you're staying really tense to this chamber, it's really difficult to get that knee up and really difficult to get some speed. Stay nice and relaxed and then snap the kick, okay? All right, so we're gonna change the section. So we've just done low section. Try and do a middle section kick now. So same principle. At this point, you may want to lean and practice that kick. Ideally, we don't want to do that as much as possible. But for now, if you want to do a middle section kick, you can lean. Look at the standing foot. For a middle section kick, it is a bit more important to get your foot facing away from the kick, okay? And that really helps try and get the hips over. So when you're picking the knee up, just make sure that leg is facing the other wall. You get that kick to happen in that straight movement. If you need a wall and you've got a wall available, use it, that's not a problem. Just get that straight movement there, not that flicky movement, okay? Right leg first. And now, so knee up, middle section side kick. Good. Two. Very nice. Set. Good, so pop it, Yasmin. Try not to pause in that chamber. Get the knee up and get the kick straight off. Net. Better. Tazzle. Good, change the legs. Anna. Two. Set. Net. Tazzle. Okay, really good. So a point to note is just because a pattern needs a middle section or a high section kick doesn't necessarily mean you have to perform it at that level. Whatever you do, you want to be able to do a kick that is really good for your level, okay? So if you've got a red belt pattern and it needs 2 high section turning kicks, there is no point doing 2 really bad kicks because it's not going to score you any points. Just because your foot is high doesn't mean it's good, okay? If it's a front kick, it's a middle section kick. If you do a front rising kick, just because it's a high kick doesn't mean it's a good kick. So really concentrate on what you can do. Find out what your limits are. If middle section is your limit, or even if that's too high, only do those kicks, low section, and do them right, okay? And once you've got a really good kick, it's very easy to slowly progress that up. It's very difficult to start too high and try and fix it. Start low, get a good kick, and work up higher. And then if it goes to pop, that's where you know you need to start training your limits, okay? Just running out of time there. So everyone, Jimby. Everyone just rotate your hips. Craig, I'm just going to unmute you because you got your hand raised. Do you have a question there, Craig?
That was from earlier, but I do have a question now, actually. What was the homework again?
So the homework,
Yeah.
the homework is to look at foot shape. So all I want to see is a couple of kicks. And if you're not very good at the kicks, I just want to see you holding the foot shape. So for front kick and for side kick, that's what I want to see. I want to see a good foot shape position. So ankle flexed and toes pulled back. That's your striking position for your front kick. Okay, make sure it's the ball of the foot and not a flat or toes. Side kick, again, you want to hit with the blade of the foot there. Okay, try and get the toes lower than the heel. Wow. Okay. That's all I want to see. It doesn't have to be a very long video. They can be pictures, but I just want to see good front kicks and side kick foot positions. Even if they're low section, even if you're just holding your foot down to the floor there. All right, and parents, if you just, or yourselves, just take a little shot. If you've got Instagram layout, you can get all 4 of them in a single picture. Very nice. And you can spend a lot of time trying to get them perfect. All right. Again, homework for all of you who don't know, particularly aimed for you younger ones, but encouraged by the seniors. We are ranking these videos first, second, and third. And at the end of this lockdown period, we're looking to give a prize to the winners. So those who are consistent with the homework, those who do a really good job, and those who attend all these lessons, they all get bonus points that go towards this final prize. Okay? Everyone feet together, and just stretch off your hamstrings. Just lean forward, try and keep your back straight. If you round your back, you can go a lot further, but you're not stretching your legs anymore. So it's easy to get a good stretch, keeping yourselves nice and straight in the back. Now around your shoulders, now we're going to stretch out the top of the shoulders, and we're just going to push down, try and touch your toes. You're really flexible. Keep your hands on the floor. I can't do that. Wish I could. Good. Straighten your knees, stand yourselves up. Bend your knees straight. There. There. Good. And just twist your backs. And just open out your arms and just stretch down. Look down. Good. Just shake your legs off. So again, this lesson was primarily focused on kicking. If your legs are tight, make sure you continue doing stretches after this video. I'm going to unmute you all in a minute in case anyone has any questions, ask for some feedback. But other than that, we're going to be finishing up now. Next lesson, next one of my lessons. Again, I want to be focusing a bit more on kicking, but I think on the Monday session, we'll be trying to make it a bit more of an intensive sort of line work sort of workout. Okay, and I think we may be following off the back end of another lesson. So I'm just going to unmute you all, see if you have any questions, any feedback.